live stream today. Hopefully I can cover the things I want to cover, because as I said before, I'm in a coffee shop, there's no one on this ground floor, but if people start coming down, then I've got to stop the stream, because people don't like it, and I respect that. People don't seem to like it when you, especially today, just the way things are. So there's not really much I can do about that other than do the best I can. So I want to start off by a mentoring session I had with a good client yesterday and a friend, James. There was a lot of things that come out of that. I'm not going to go into all of it, obviously, because some of it's my client's private information, things like that. But I'll cover things that I can cover, that are general, that I teach, that I practice. So I've got my coffee here, and yeah, today I'm not in my suit. Usually I like to wear a suit when I'm working, when I'm doing business live streams. But I thought about, that's just not the reality of life. I'm going to go for a run a bit after. So that's another thing as well. So yeah, I want to cover anxiety and intrusive thoughts. I spoke a lot yesterday with my client. We spoke a lot about that. We worked through that, and for those of you that don't know, I've suffered with anxiety and intrusive thoughts all my life, and it's kind of weird because I've worked in the area of anxiety. I've been helping people with anxiety now for like 12 years. Can't believe it's 12 years, it's gone so quick. And during that time, a lot of the focus has been on helping people, which I love. It's my passion, which is why I'm here today. It's something that I love doing. And there's been periods where I've actually forgot about how much anxiety that I've suffered with, and I still battle with, and intrusive thoughts that I also deal with on a daily basis, like all my clients do and all of you. But what's changed for me from how I used to be before I even got into teaching. So I'm 40 years of age now. I say 40 years young, I still feel young. It's weird when you turn 40, or even when you turn 30, you don't feel the way your mind says that you're going to feel, basically, which is old. Especially if you keep yourself in shape and you're grateful, you live a positive life, which I do. I feel fitter, younger. I feel 30. I feel the same way I did when I was 30, even better. But anyway, that's another story for another video. So yeah, with anxiety and intrusive thoughts, it's really, really tough, extremely tough. Anyone who's had severe anxiety and intrusive thoughts would definitely know that. So the thing that I said to my client James yesterday, and what I practice in my own life, and I'm teaching on the free platforms, all the free platforms that I'm on, and the paid programs, is a 30-minute run. Go for a 30-minute run. And I say this to all my clients, and I say this to all of you listening that want to change your life and get control over your anxiety. And I'm going to give you a strategy today, I promise you, really quickly, on how to get rid of and deal with intrusive thoughts. But I will say it's not going to be easy. Like most of the things I teach, they're not easy, but they do work if you stick with them, you persevere. And it's all about discipline, routine, habit, momentum, practice, consistency, etc. So believe me, don't lose hope, because they really do work. They changed my life. I'm a living example. I couldn't speak on a live stream 15, 20 years ago. I had too much anxiety. I just didn't believe in myself. I was too ashamed. My intrusive thoughts were so strong. I couldn't even go in and order a coffee without stuttering or panicking or getting really socially awkward. Now I can do that easily. I can do all these things. I can joke, talk with people. So I come far on my journey, and that means that you can too. You definitely can. That's why I started to teach people, to show them and help them to really make massive progress in their life in every area. So where was I? So the 30-minute run is like what I just done this morning, the routine. I woke up this morning about 7ish, and I felt good, but I felt a bit tired, and I've got that decision to make. A part of me felt, well, I fancy having another hour, another lie in. I could sleep for another hour more, then get up, or get up now. And I was like, no, I know where that leads to. Get up now. Now I feel really good for getting up. because I still had enough sleep, 7 hours, so I can always sleep, later on. I'm going to read you a question, Uncle Riz. The routine, basically, this is like one of the best practices for anxiety. The best practice is to take action and get up, get out of bed, make your bed, practice gratitude and go for a run or go and get a coffee. It's all about not thinking too much, because as soon as we start to sit down and as soon as we start to engage and we start entertaining in those thoughts, we are literally, we're not living our life. Our life's being stolen from us. We lose so much time, we give so much energy to this anxiety, and these thoughts have got a life and a mind of their own, and they're basically like a negative bully or a negative critic online. They want you to engage in them, which the best thing to do is to ignore them and to take action and do positive things like go for a 30-minute run. And I'll keep saying it today because a lot of people will hear it but they won't do it. Remember that. You can hear someone say something and you go, yeah, that's true, I should do it. But if you don't do it, then you're not getting the benefits from it. With regards to meeting people and socialising, I think the best thing to do is to, go to social meetups, join a boxing gym, do online dating, speed dating, go to events, things that are positive, things like that are a bit more easygoing. So back to what I was saying with my client James, it's discipline, it's learning to have mental discipline, emotional discipline, and what I would call practical discipline. Like I promised. So with intrusive thoughts, now the part where people struggle with intrusive thoughts was two parts. Obviously, number one is the intrusive thoughts themselves. That's what I have struggled with. But the real struggle is people are afraid to admit them. And if you can confess them to someone that you trust, whether it's your mentor, a therapist, anyone that you can trust, basically, they're not going to judge you, because the last thing a person wants who has anxiety already and who's dealing with intrusive thoughts, which is not their fault or our fault, last thing they want is to tell someone about these thoughts that could be destroying their life, and for that person to be judgmental, which isn't a nice thing. Now, I just want to make a point of saying, to put things into perspective, everybody that's living and breathing has anxiety, and everybody gets intrusive thoughts. That is a fact. A lot of people don't admit that, and that's their choice. But I do think that some people, and I'm definitely one of them, I do think that some people have got more severe intrusive thoughts than others. So let's say, for example, everybody gets negative thoughts. That's just on a daily basis. I'm not good enough. What do people think about me? Or haven't achieved enough in my life? Or I'm not attractive enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not slim enough. I'm ashamed. These thoughts are very normal. As depressing and distressing as that may sound, these are normal human thoughts that everyone gets. Or, yesterday I felt good enough because, I was positive and I was kind to people and I went work and things went well and I paid my bills. But today I really feel ashamed of myself because I've got a lot of bills that I've got to pay, and that's making me feel bad about myself, and I shouldn't have all these bills, or, all sorts of thoughts. My life is always full of problems. Why have I always got problems? Everyone else's life is going well, but my life is always problems. Like, it's my fault. I'm not good enough. I'm a negative. These are normal thoughts. These are normal thoughts that people have, but most people don't talk about it. So when you're on your own and you're dealing with your own intrusive thoughts will easily say, you're the only one who has all these problems, and everyone on social media is fine. It's not true. Everyone's got problems. Everyone's problem is their mind. But the good news is, despite your mental problems and your anxiety, your negative thoughts and intrusive thoughts, you've got a choice to live a great life. Now, I don't like saying this at times. I really don't like saying it, and other people may like it or not, and that I'm fine with. But I don't feel good saying it. But I want to say it because if I don't say it, then I can't help you to change your life. I can't actually give you the truth of what I've learned. Now, what I've achieved in my life is nothing short than a miracle, because I didn't think I could do it. I still get thoughts saying I'm not good enough as well. I can't do it. And I've done all these things that these thoughts have said that I can't do. So it's the courage. It's all courage. Courage is what you need to, let's use words for example, right? I'm not always big on these words. You need courage to overcome anxiety and intrusive thoughts and depression, negative thoughts. You need courage. You need courage to go to the gym. You need courage to socialize with people. You need courage to not care what people think. You need courage to be kind to people. You need courage to earn money, pay your taxes, build a business, or get a career and do what you enjoy and live a better life, or to travel on a plane. All these things I've named, I've done all these things. I didn't think I could do them. When I was at my worst in my 20s, I was debilitated by intrusive thoughts, fears, anxieties, paranoia, trust issues. I wanted to do all these. I just wanted a normal life. I didn't even care about. I wasn't even thinking, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Oh, I want to have loads of followers on the internet. Social media hadn't really taken off then, but it was starting. I didn't care about that. I just wanted the pain to go. I just wanted to be happy. I just wanted to be normal, and be able to have. I had friends. Always had friends growing up, which I'm grateful for. But I still felt like I just want to not be lonely anymore. I just want to be able to be confident in myself. I just want to be able to express myself and stop being so scared of people and being judged and being afraid that bad things are going to happen to me. So I wanted my life back, because I knew that the way I was living was not normal and it weren't fair on me or anyone. So for me, success was leaving the house and being able to have a normal conversation with the person that was serving me in a supermarket, or going to a job interview and being able to manage my anxiety and just be honest and go for the job interview and try and get a job. These are things I was desperate to do, because the pain of not being able to do that was killing me spiritually and giving me suicidal thoughts eventually. And I wanted to do things like, what other people did, like travel to other countries with a friend, or potentially with a girlfriend, or on my own, or with a family member. And it was just breaking my heart that I couldn't do these things. And it wasn't like anyone was saying you can't do them, but my thoughts, my anxiety, my fear, my phobia of being around people, my shame, all these things were keeping me in a prison. And I just thought, I just want to break out of this. And I couldn't earn any money as well, because when you've got anxiety that's debilitating, and you've got intrusive thoughts and you're having panic attacks and it's hard to be around people, you can't work. Now, I'm the person who's got a low tolerance for excuses, right? But I would say there's some excuses that are valid. In that state, I couldn't work. I wanted to work. I actually liked working hard and earning a living, paying my taxes and paying my own rent and having that feeling of value. But I couldn't work in that state. I could hardly live. I was just about existing. So that's how bad it got for me in my 20s. Now you see where I am now. I built a successful business. I've been mentoring for 12 years. I've had several relationships with women that I thought I could never have. I've met amazing friends. I've traveled to different countries on my own with friends, gyms. I've given hundreds of public talks. I've made over 3,000 YouTube videos, hundreds of live streams. I was just coaching a lovely client yesterday from Scotland. I meet people from around the world. I'm in a coffee shop now doing this live stream. So when people have, which is isn't fine, actually, that's not actually true. It used to hurt my feelings, but I've got stronger. when people used, not many people, but when some people used to criticize me and judge me and say, how can you help people who've got anxiety when you've got anxiety? I used to say, well, let me just pause and respond to that question. And let me respond to that question now. And this is going to help all of you, right? Do me a favor, by the way, if any of you can, try to make notes of the things I'm saying, because I'm sharing simple things, but they are 100% work with changing your life, getting over anxiety, managing intrusive thoughts, getting rid of them. So when people would say that to me, and sometimes they wouldn't have the courage to say it, but I could see it, they were being very judgmental in a nasty way. They'd almost be like, well, you can't help people because you've got anxiety. I say, okay, hang on a minute. So the people that I help, the lovely people that I help that have got anxiety, they are debilitated. Most of my clients are debilitated. They can't be themselves. They can't take action on their goals and dreams. They can't live their life fully. I'm living my dream life, and I've got anxiety and I'm able to do it. And I'm helping them to get the results. You're judging me based on your limited information, but I'm not responding because I'm being a gentleman. I'm not going to be nasty, but you haven't achieved what I've achieved and what my clients achieve. So you're not really in a position to say that. Whether I've got anxiety or not, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that I get my clients results, and my clients actually appreciate the fact they actually feel better knowing that their mentor who's helping them also suffers with anxiety but lives an amazing life. So I know I've got the truth in what I'm saying, and it works. Now, if what I did didn't work, then I wouldn't be in the business for 12 years. Obviously, my clients wouldn't be coming back. I wouldn't be seeing their lives getting changed. And that's how I deal with some of my intrusive thoughts too. Because I would get an intrusive thought that would say, well, you're not good enough, Jonathan. You can't help other people. You've got all these anxiety issues. You're still dealing with anxiety. And it would, all the good in my life, it would try to spoil it. So how I deal with it, I share it with the whole world. So confessing your intrusive thoughts is how you get rid of them. Because for as long as you bottle things up and you silence these thoughts, they get worse. They feed. They're like basically it's like a bully. If someone's bullying you at school right now, you need to go and report it to the teachers or the police. Or if you're being bullied as an adult in the workplace, you need to report it. Because if you don't report bullying, what happens? The bullying gets worse. So the same way with intrusive thoughts, you need to report them. Because if you don't report them, it gets worse. Especially ones that are repetitive. And I would say that's probably the difference between a normal negative thought that all people get, as opposed to an intrusive thought. You know, and sometimes on these live streams, we get these intrusive, hateful critics, and I get really joyous and grateful and excited when they show up and they try to criticize me and deter me, because I'm not afraid of bullies and critics, because I dealt with them my whole life, and they changed my life. Because every single client that I've mentored, every one of them, me included, and all of you and everyone living and breathing, even those that don't come forward, and I respect that, as long as they're kind and they're not judging people who've got mental health, everybody who's hurting is a victim of criticism and bullying and abuse. But when you can stand up to the critics, the abusers, and the intrusive thoughts in a kind way, and not be violent or nasty, but be firm, you can live the life that you want. So that's my response to anyone who's criticized me for having anxiety but helping other people. And of course, you know, people respect me, my clients and who work with me, because they see how far I've come. And I'm just getting this out. Those people that throughout my life, there's been a few who have judged me. Some have judged me behind my back. They ain't got the courage to tell me to my face, right? That's not very honorable, but there you go. The same people that are judging me they've not achieved what I've achieved in my life. They've not helped anybody. So success for me is not about how much money I made, or how many followers I have, or how slim I am, or the trainers that I wear, or who I've dated. I don't care about that stuff in that way for me. I'm not interested in stuff that's not meaningful. Success is about the person I am, how I treat people, how far I've come on my journey with the life I've been able to live and the freedom. And these people that have criticised me don't have the courage to do what I've done. So I've got more courage than them. Who would you rather go to? This is what I'd ask myself. So let's say I've got anxiety, right? And I can't get out the house. Like I can't earn a living. I can't make friends. I can't go to the gym. I can't eat healthy. The most painful thing is I can't give the love and kindness to other people that I have, that I want to give, but the anxiety is not allowing me to be kind and give to others, which is the best thing in the world for me in life. And I'll get to that in a second. I'll do a whole video on that. That's very important for anxiety healing as well. Intrusive thoughts is kindness. Obviously has to be genuine. I'm not talking about fakeness. We're not even going to get into that and entertain that. So if you had anxiety to the point where it was debilitating you, you couldn't live your life, you basically couldn't come out of the house, who would you rather go to for help, therapy or coaching or counselling or mentorship? Or would you rather go to someone who, would you rather go to someone who doesn't have anxiety apparently, but they live their life like a coward? They're not facing their fears. They're not accountable. Or would you rather go to someone who has anxiety but is not a coward, lives an amazing life? It's pretty obvious.
Would you want to go?
So basically, that's how you overcome anxiety, intrusive thoughts. You've got to have the courage to talk about it. You've got to face your fears. And it's all simple things, like I say on the channel: waking up early, cleaning your apartment, being grateful, being kind to people, exercising, working on your business or your career, public speaking, traveling, boxing, martial arts, good friendships, good diet. These are all the ways in which you change your life. And of course you do it gradually. You're not going to do it in one day. It's going to take time, depending on how confident you are, how willing you are to face your fears, how much courage you got. So, that's kind of giving you my story, and in short, a bit of my story, especially the earlier stages. Now there's like a second chapter of my story that I'm sharing on the channel and with clients, and when it's relevant to share. So a lot of it is honesty, it's having that courage to not care what people think. Because as I said, people are always going to have their opinion, and you've got to get to a point where you no longer care about what people are thinking. You respect other people, because if you don't, then you're not going to live your life. You're not going to make the sort of progress that you want to make. But like I said, everyone's got anxiety. Everyone deals with intrusive thoughts, negative thoughts. And I've always said those that have got more anxiety can actually change their life more and lower it. So all the people that judge me growing up for having anxiety, they're not where I am in my life right now, and they've not achieved what I've done. They've not even helped 10 people, and that's just being honest. And I didn't judge them for where they were in their life, but they judged me. So it's standing up for yourself as well and having backbone. So all the things I've been able to do, most people who judge me, they can't speak. They haven't got the confidence to do public speaking and run a business and help people, and I have. It's easy for me because I love it, and it never used to be. It's something that I had to spend hours of practice and discipline to get to this level, and things that would scare most people now, they don't scare me. So if I can do it, which I did, and I'm still improving, you can definitely do it. Any of you can do it, and all my clients are doing it. They get amazing results. My client Phil has anxiety, had it. He built a successful business in 6 months. He's getting paid to do what he loves, and he graduated from university as a doctor. He didn't want to go and do that as a profession. He wanted to be a coach, a teacher, and he helps people that have got social anxiety, gives public talks. He sold a £1,000 program. He's helping people to change their lives. So I know the results that I get. I know who I am, I know what I do. For anyone who's critical because you've not achieved success in your life, you've not helped people, and you're bitter and miserable, so you like to judge someone and find flaws and faults, but have a look at your own flaws and faults. Look at your life and look at the way that you treat people. You probably couldn't look at it because you're not treating people well, and you're not positive, and you're not living the life that I'm living, and you're not getting you don't have clients. So, it's standing up for yourself, but making sure you're being positive and being kind to other people. But like I said to my client, you've got to have boundaries. You can't let people walk all over you, because they will, but you also want to make sure that you're not being a bully, and that's a really good balance that anyone can get, and I teach people, where you're kind, you're nice, but you're not a pushover. Because unfortunately in this world, if you are like that, then people will take advantage of you. Now, I'm not saying everyone's going to do that, because there's a lot of good people, but many people will, because they're insecure, and it makes them feel good until they feel not good after. So all these ways, you've got to stand up to the bullying of your own mind and your own thoughts, and you've got to practice discipline, which is why I said today, the takeaway for today, I'm going to make it very simple for you, make it simple for all my clients and for me. Get up early, have a coffee, be grateful for each and every day that we've got, because tomorrow's not promised, and go for a 30-minute run, somewhere where you're comfortable, or go to the gym. And I think running outside is personally better, and that's why I've got my running gear. I'm going to go for a run today. 30 minutes of running gives you confidence, discipline, control over your anxiety, and it gives you positive thoughts. It rewires your brain, your thinking, and the more you do that, the better your confidence is going to improve. Discipline, gratitude, strength, character, and the lesser anxiety you're going to have. So anxiety is a full-time job, but yeah, everyone's got it, but not everybody makes the progress that I've made, or some of you, I hope that all of you are going to make, hope and pray, and what my clients make. So it's all about progress and what you can do in your life. For me, as a fellow anxiety sufferer, success is about, how I define success with an anxiety sufferer is, number one, how you treat other people, and number two, how you live your life. Are you living your life to the full? And they're the two successes I look at. How do you treat people? How do you live your life? Because when we all die, these are going to be the things that people remember, especially those close to us. How did he treat us? How did she treat us? How did they live their life? No one's going to remember, oh, he had a blue jumper on, oh, he had some money, oh, he had a Rolex watch on, oh, he had some Nike trainers on. No one cares about that. That's not going to be important when it gets to that point. So for me, the solution for getting over anxiety was treat people well, which I kind of always did anyway. Obviously no one's perfect, but don't let people, so treat people well, don't let anyone bully you, stand up to bullies, report bullying, or learn self-defense, or stand up for yourself socially, and live your life, live a positive life, set a positive example to people. Simple stuff. Is it easy to do? No, it's not easy to do. Can people do it? Yes, they can do it. I've done it. I've been doing it for 20 years. Like I said before, I couldn't even walk into a gym when I was in my 20s, and I faced that fear and become an amateur boxer and had an amateur boxing fight. These are things that I just, no way could I do that. But I did it, so you can do it. I'm no different to you, no better than anyone. I've just got a lot of courage, I'm disciplined, I'm hardworking, and I love helping people, good people, and I like standing up to bullies. I don't like bullying, and I also do believe in, obviously at some point, we all need a bit of mercy and forgiveness. Forgiveness is important, but before we get to forgiveness, you've got to put a stop to bullying or evil or things like that and not be afraid of it, because it's not right. So, simple. But you've got to practice these things daily, and you've got to simplify it, like I said, getting up early, practicing gratitude, being kind to people, treating people how you want to be treated, being positive, running, going to the gym, spending time with friends, traveling, basically living a positive life. Speaking. This will inspire a lot of you. I was afraid to speak growing up basically because, My dad was abusive and he bullied me growing up. He terrified me and shamed me, and I couldn't speak around my dad. I was frightened of him. And then I got bullied at school. I got laughed at. So I had developed, I developed a social anxiety as a part of anxiety, and socially awkward, nervous. Actually, I wasn't, I would actually say that I wouldn't say I was entirely socially awkward, but I got awkward when I got nervous. So yeah, let's say I was socially awkward for a certain period of my life because of the abuse from my dad and at school. So now I'm not socially awkward. Now I haven't got a fear to speak. I love speaking. As you can see, I can speak for England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and the whole world. People ask me yesterday on the live stream, how do you speak? You don't run out of things to say. I don't have a script. I don't plan these talks because it's my gift. It's what I love. Everyone's got a gift and everyone can speak, but it's the fear and the anxiety. If you can get past that, you'll never run out of things to say. So when people say things like, I don't know what to say, no, you do know what to say. You do know what to say. You're scared to say it. You're scared in case someone shouts at you, bullies you, judges you, laughs at you. I've been through all of it. My story is to say you can do it. And I went through the pain, the suffering, the suicidal thoughts, the panic attacks, the low self-esteem, the agony. I went through that hell and pain to help all of you, to help people. And it's absolutely a pleasure to do it, because that was always my dream. I wanted to speak and change people's lives and help them, especially people that got bullied. I want to build them up. I know what it feels like. I got bullied too, but I know that you can overcome it and come back stronger and be a better person and not be a bully, but not take, not take garbage from anyone. So the speaking, and then some of you might be saying, how did you learn to speak when you were? I was an introvert. I'm still an introvert. I love introverts at heart. I was a shy introvert. I was socially awkward. I was petrified of people. I was petrified of speaking. Look, forget even public speaking. That was impossible for me. I couldn't even speak around my own dad without being frightened. My own family, pretty much, apart from my nan and my mum, but most of my family, I was scared of them socially. My dad terrified of, because of being bullied and abused, and even at times being, I got bullied by family. I'm not embarrassed to say it, actually. I'm grateful to share it. That wouldn't happen now, but that was back then. So coming from that place to where I am now, that is the work, and that's what I teach. So when people, not many, but when people say things like, how can you help people if you've got issues? It's because that's how I can help them, because I know what it's like, and I've also made a lot of progress and success. And when you're saying that, you're just jealous because you can't speak like I can. Because my clients are not going to go to you for help because you're not strong enough. You ain't got the skill. So stick to what you're doing. I don't judge you for what you're doing, but if you're going to judge me and try and bully me and put me down, I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm not a coward. So they come to me because I'm a good teacher, and they know they can trust me and I care, and they get great results, and they see the results I've got in my life. So that's why they come to me, or they come on my free YouTube videos and they change their life. So your criticism is back to yourself, because you ain't got the courage to do what my clients are doing, what I'm doing. And you're not even honest about your anxiety. I'm honest about it. I'm transparent. I've got nothing to hide. I'm proud. I speak up for everybody that's got anxiety and say, look at what I've done, look what you can do, we can all do it. So I'm not better than anybody, but I'm not below anyone. I just got too much confidence and humility, and I don't believe that. So that gives you a lot of my heart, spirit, and my story, and it lets you know what you can do. So it's not about how much anxiety you got, it's about how much courage you got, what can you do with it, because as I said, the hero and the coward have both got anxiety, and it's always the cowards who judge the hero, because I used to be a coward too. I'm proud of that in my life, and obviously I didn't want to stay there anymore. I'm not going to call myself a hero, but the opposite of a coward is someone who's got courage. And when I started to grow my courage, I started to change my life. And then of course all the criticism comes from people that are jealous. They don't have courage, so they'll make statements like, how can you help people if you've got this? Because I'm human and I've got a lot of courage. You can have anxiety, but you can have a lot of courage and confidence and discipline. All my heroes are the same. My heroes helped me because they also had some mental health challenges and they had anxiety, but they were great. They achieved greatness and they've got success. I'm not going to go to negative people because they can't help me. They're not living it in their life. They ain't got the courage to do it. So there we go. I'll also say this as well, this is true, this will give a lot of people hope, and it's true. With a lot of anxieties that I've had and that you've got, a lot of the anxieties that I used to have completely gone. So if you keep facing an anxiety, whatever it may be, let's say that you've got an anxiety of speaking, like what I used to have. If you regularly socialise with positive people and even practice, obviously at some point we've got to engage with negative people, it's going to happen, but if you practice speaking more, everywhere, if you go and do public speaking, if you speak on a live stream, a YouTube video, if you practice having deep, interesting conversations with friends, or you go to a meet-up group, or you do whatever you do, find ways in which you can talk to people and enjoy speaking and love yourself and love speaking. You're not going to have anxiety in that area, and for many areas. So yes, there are areas in my life where anxiety went, but there's certain areas where, you know, you wouldn't be human if you didn't get anxieties, but if you face them, you can get over them. I had a huge fear of going to the doctors because I was scared of, I wasn't scared of the people, because I've actually, this is a funny story actually, this is true and funny, I need to do a video on it, I really need to do this, you can't make this up. So most of my life, I mean, I like doctors because there's good people everywhere, it's not, but just the idea of hospitals and doctors and illnesses scared me growing up. I had a phobia of that because when I was younger, a kid at school, he basically smashed my head through a window. He basically put my head through a window, and obviously I didn't die, but I thought I was going to die, and he split my head open, right? I was a young kid, and my mum come to school. My mum was hysterical, worried, and obviously they had to get an ambulance because he put my head through a window, and my head got cut here and at the back, and it was blood everywhere, and I was scared to death. I was in shock, and this lovely couple, they took me to the hospital, and then I was okay. I had to have stitches, and that kind of really frightened me, and then I didn't like injections, needles, things like that, so I had a phobia of not so much the doctor but hospitals and things like that. So I was terrified of going, but a couple of years ago I had a minor health scare, and you know, I faced my fear. Now I'm not scared of going to the doctors. Sorry about the noise. So, you know, because I've been to the doctors now like 7 times, I've overcome that fear, and that was a major anxiety for me. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, no one's perfect, including me, none of us are. So when you change your life and you get over many anxieties, you don't stop getting anxieties, if that makes sense, if that puts a perspective, but you can keep overcoming them. And that's why if someone said to me, you know, why do you continue with YouTube or teaching? It's because I don't know everything. I'm still learning. I want to help more people, and I want to continue living my life. So if you want to continue living your life to the full, you've got to face your anxieties. Does that make sense? So even when you overcome anxiety, you're still going to have other anxieties. We're human beings. But if you've got the courage, which I've got, and my clients having you practice it, then you've got the tools to continue to overcome it and live and keep growing. So I like that I've still got anxieties. I don't want to have the level of anxiety that I used to have, please God, thank you. But I like overcoming new anxieties. That's how you grow as a person. So it's, for me, success with overcoming anxiety is not just about, it's really not about what people think, oh, money or nice clothes or, oh, looking this way, or, no, it's about how much you grow as a person, and then you can give more. I can only give all of you and other people, well, I can still give, but I can only give you to the level that I'm growing. So if I work on myself and I'm improving as a person, when I'm doing a session with my client, and I know this is true, and they tell me, and I've got experience, and I'm a human being as well, they're getting more love, they're getting more support, they're getting a better level of teaching, they're getting more awareness. Because I've got more awareness, I'm growing more. If I'm going to a teacher and I want them to help me to teach me something and get better, if they're living a negative life, I'm gonna see that, I'm gonna sense that, and I'm not gonna trust them unless they're honest with me, right? I'm not expecting someone to be perfect, but generally, if I'm going to someone who's going to teach me about fitness and health, but I think they're not fit and healthy, they're overweight, they're eating bad food, and they're not being honest with what they're teaching. How can they teach me and set an example? Like, they're making me feel depressed. But if I go to a teacher who, of course, is a human being, they're not perfect, but they're fit, they're training, they're dieting, they're living it, and they're growing all the time. I love being around that because it's gonna rub off on me. We affect one another based on how we're living. Does that make sense? So if you want to be better example to other people, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, then you've got to work on yourself. You've got to grow as a person. And you can't grow if you're not honest about your fears and you're not facing them. And you're not working on being a better person, being more accountable and having humility and saying, yeah, I'm a great person. So is everyone, but also I've got flaws, I've got insecurities that I'm not proud of, and I'm working on changing them. And I'm honest that these are mistakes I'm making, or I have addictions, or I have certain negativities, or let's say for example, someone might say, let's say for example, someone says, I'm a good person, but I'm very critical. I'm very critical of other people because I'm very critical of myself, and it comes from low self-esteem, or, getting bullied growing up, or it comes from a habit that I've developed through friends, and I want to change it. I want to stop judging people as much, because it's not nice, not a nice thing to do. It's not a nice way to be to people, and it's not a nice way to be to yourself. That's humility, that's honesty. Then you can actually improve. But if someone says, I don't judge people, and it's like, all right, that's good if you don't do that, but that's a lie. That's a lie, because I think everyone judges people if they're honest, but some people do it a lot less, and they're mindful of it. They have awareness, so they go, actually, I went to judge someone today, and I go, no, that's not nice. I don't want to do that to someone. Certainly not in that way. That's awareness. So awareness is important. So, a lot of my teaching that helps people is my awareness, which I developed through suffering and pain, and I'm sorry to be so straight to the point, but that's me. My awareness comes from being suicidal and surviving being suicidal, and it also comes from having lovely people, and it also comes from being bullied. And my awareness also comes from my faith, and my awareness also comes from so many good mentors, doing boxing, Les Brown, friends, a girlfriend, male. It comes from being around smart people, good people. So the awareness does a lot of the teaching. Battery's low here. So the awareness is really important. And today, what have we covered to overcome intrusive thoughts and anxiety and live a positive life? We've covered honesty, vulnerability, we've covered awareness, we've covered treating people well, treating people how you want to treat, but we've also covered not being a pushover, not letting people bully you and your own thoughts. We've covered fitness, running, we've covered gratitude. These are all the things, all the habits, the values, the mindsets, behaviors of how to change your life and get control over your anxiety and your intrusive thoughts, and live a better life, be a better person, give more to people, and be more authentic. You're welcome, man. Welcome. Always appreciate when people give thanks. That's a shame. I'm really, really enjoying this stream, and the battery's going to run out, but at least we've covered today 45 minutes. So that was a great one today. Bless, I didn't expect the lesson to go this way, because I didn't plan it. Just come on here and to speak the truth and help people. Kind of continue from the energy that I had yesterday with my client. Amazing session we did yesterday. Still grateful for it. 4 hours we did. We spoke for 4 hours over coffee, and he's doing amazing. He's very brave. So bravery, courage is what you need. A lot of people don't talk about that online. By the way, there are a lot of good people online in the anxiety space, especially with intrusive thoughts. So that I'm going to give credit to, and a lot of them have also helped me and my clients, because I'm still learning as well. I like to learn from people that are honest and that are living it, and they're showing that they're making progress. But I've also seen a space where it's not getting filled. No one's really talking about courage, and how can courage not come into the conversation with regards to an anxiety sufferer? Because courage is what you need. Without courage, you can't overcome anxiety. You can't alleviate the most important thing, because really anxiety is fear. Fear and anxiety, self-doubt, intrusive thoughts, fears, and without courage, it can't be, well, certainly not in this lifetime anyway, to my knowledge. I could be wrong. I mean, we could be wrong about anything, but from my experience of 40 years, without courage, you can't make the sort of progress that you deserve to make. You need courage. And how do you get courage? That's a great question. Very good question. The way that you get courage is by, good question. By choosing to be brave, because courage is not outside, it's inside. Courage is free, doesn't cost any money. No one can stop you, but it is a choice. You've got to go. I read online. It's beautiful. I need to study it more. In French, courage is that of the heart. So you've got to go into your heart. That's why I always go like that, because that's where you find it. That's where I found it. It's in the heart. It's the heart, the spirit. It's something deep within, and you got to go there and pull it out. And it takes a lot of strength to do that. But everyone can do it, because everyone's got an unlimited amount of courage. So you got to exercise your courage regularly. The same way that I had to exercise my courage today. It took me courage to get out of bed an hour earlier. It took me courage to come in and do this live stream and be even more open and truthful than I was yesterday, to continue to help more people and open up. So this is courage. It takes courage to get into a boxing ring, when you're scared. So courage is doing something when you are fearful, when you're anxious, when you've got doubt, when you've got intrusive thoughts, and doing it to the best of your ability, and that's how you overcome it. So courage is not the absence of anxiety and intrusive thoughts. Courage is doing it irrespective of those things, but doing it really well. So again, don't like saying this, voice in my head, but I'm going to say it because I want to give more people confidence, and I'm giving myself confidence too. I'm doing this talk today so well because I got the courage to do it, where many people wouldn't be able to do a talk like this because they're failing to exercise their courage. And obviously it's a choice, everyone can do it. And I'm really speaking to people that are very critical and negative towards people that have got mental health or anxiety. They're kind of judgmental, and I don't think that's right. I know that's not right. Maybe after seeing this live stream, they might be more forgiving, understanding, and less judgmental to themselves and to other people that have suffered really greatly with an anxiety disorder.
Get the most of that, and looking ahead.
So yeah, it's practice, it's being consistent, and the more you exercise your courage, the better you get. And I watch a lot of my heroes, guys and girls, people that I look up to in all walks of life, like boxers, actors, people of faith, or people that I meet from my clients, mentors, David Goggins, Les Brown. I look at these people and and I say, wow, how do they do what they do? These people are so brave. They just look fearless. They're so calm. But of course, the truth is, we've all got fear. They have got anxiety, the same way I do and you do. But they've done what I've done and what I'm encouraging you to do. They've practiced it. They've had enough. And that's why it has the impression. I was going to say illusion, maybe that's not the right word, maybe it is, but that's why you look at them and think, and they are confident, but not despite their fears and anxieties, but because of the courage that they practice and exercise in the discipline. To overcome anxiety, you need courage, and to access courage takes discipline. You need work ethic, you need heart, you need truthfulness, you need brokenness, humanness, because none of us are, and we all say it, to be polite, none of us are perfect, none of us have got every single issue ironed out, which is fine, part of the journey, but you need all these things, and you need a willingness to go, actually, it's not just about me. It may start that way for some people, I can understand that, but at some point, what are you going to give to other people? Because if it's just about you, or if it's just about me and I want to be successful, at some point, if you keep going that way, then it's not going to be very honest. It probably won't end or land at a good place. That's been my experience with success, a small amount of fame. There's positives but negative, but when it's about, okay, yeah, you can look after yourself, of course, you've got to love yourself, you've got to pay your bills, be confident, be happy, by all means, but a balance of going, I'm going to help other people. You don't have to be a coach or a therapist to help people, but just be kind to people, make people feel good, set a positive example, care about people. When someone's talking, listen to them. These are important things. This is what gives you so much joy and confidence and healing and all the rest of it, and lower levels of anxiety. So yeah, a way to overcome anxiety is be kind to other people, help other people in all, across everything. If you're running a business, help people, give value. If you're at work, be helpful towards people. If you're going out day to day, I practice what my family taught me. I go in coffee shops, I use good manners, I always try and treat people well. When they're serving me, thank you for the coffee. I always joke with a guy up there, a gentleman who serves coffee, and there's a girl up there, she's lovely, she's always friendly with me, always talks to me, I talk to them, I respect them, they work hard, we're human beings, and I make their day, they've made my day, and they're making my coffee. So I know what it takes to get up and work hard. I was a postman for 3 years. I wasn't always an entrepreneur who had the freedom that I've got. I did all different sorts of jobs, so I know how difficult it is to get out of bed every morning and go work and deal with people. And so it's respecting people, and these values and these ways are how you live. How you live a better life, be a better person, and be nicer to others. You know what, guys, girls? I'm so sorry to say, got to go now because the battery's running out. I'm going to go for my run. I've got a lot of things to do today. I'm going to try and get another live stream in later on. But yeah, that we covered about just under an hour today, but a lot of value. Hope you appreciate the live stream. Start putting this into practice, just one day at a time. The simple things: get up early, clean your apartment, be grateful for what you've got, be polite to people, have good manners, go and exercise for 30 minutes. If you just do some of the things I've said, even one thing every day, your life's going to change, all right? Have a good day, guys. Speak to you soon.